My name is Erica Ford. I run an organization called Life Camp. And one of the tools that we use to reduce violence in New York City and to get our young people to be focused on who they are and what they need to be doing is yoga and meditation. And we're going to start off with a brief clip of one of our young people.
My name is Eddie Stern. I'm a yoga instructor, and I'm the director of Ashtanga Yoga New York. All I've ever done is teach yoga since the time I was 21. Push back into downward facing dog. If I see a place where yoga would be helpful and someone invites me to do something, I say yes. That's all there is to it. It's very simple.
In the particular precinct that we live in, the murder rate is up 150%.
When I was about 6 years old, my dad was shot and killed.
I was very violent at the time. I've been stabbed a couple of times. I went into yoga as a way of finding a different way to channel the energy.
Before I started practicing yoga, my mind was in nothing but negative thoughts.
There's a painting about the inside of my mouth because the tumor began in my mouth.
I look at the world in which we live and I see a lot of people battling maladies that could be avoided.
I think that one's reality is a result of your intention and your attention. For the first time in my life, I spend more time meditating and practicing yoga than I do f***ing.
I think yoga on a very simplistic level improves mind-body coordination, changes the very nature of your brain.
And I think that a yoga practice can enable people, or me, to live longer and live happier or more disease-free lives.
When we do things to relieve that stress, then we are relieving the need to be destructive. And that's what we want kids to do, to be productive.
For every different place that we've gone to and every person we've spoken to about how yoga affects them, they all have similar effects. They feel settled in themselves. They feel health more than in the body, but health in their spirit and health in their mind, so that they feel whole and complete and ready to do whatever they do in their lives.
Well, when I get upset, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. No.
The important thing is that it should work. It should lead to the things that yoga promises, which is clarity of mind.
They've been portrayed quite brilliantly by the mainstream as sort of somehow luxury. But it isn't a luxury, or artificial, or superficial. It's absolutely integral. It's absolutely the most authentic thing, more real than any of us.
Being in the moment is really the gift of what I love in my life right now. And really tasting it, not waiting for that thing to happen right now, right now.
And I really credit yoga and meditation for why I'm alive today.
I've actually came to a sense of peace with myself.
If we know we can give something to someone which is going to relieve their suffering, then we should do it. All right, thank you. Deepak, thank you very much for having us. So as Erica said, the Pieces of Lifestyle program is a gun violence reduction program. It's a harm reduction program, and it began when Erica, after losing 75 friends in her community to gun violence, decided that enough was enough and she had to take action. Several years later enters the picture, Deepak Chopra comes in. He brings me in. We commit ourselves to supporting Erica and her work and bringing actual transformational tools and contemplative tools to help embody the idea of nonviolence. Because it's one thing to talk about nonviolence. It's another thing to actually embody it so that every action that you carry forward into the world is nonviolent, so we can pick up a yoga mat instead of picking up a gun. So Erica brought these young men into it. They've committed themselves fully to practicing yoga and practicing meditation. After a year of working together, we decided that it was time for them to all become teachers and begin going out into their community. Starting in September, they'll be teaching in a public school, a high school, a middle school at Rikers Island, and we have some other things planned as well. They established a free community class in the housing development that they live at that's attended by about 25 or 30 people on a Wednesday afternoon. We have yoga mats we give them to people. People roll up from out from the buildings, from in the area, from opposing gangs and other projects, and we all practice yoga together. So this is a real, in our own backyard type of a project.
And I just want to say that a lot of the conversations that's been taking place during the week, you know, I mean the last 2 days, is really the transformation of consciousness. And the battle for consciousness is real. You know, when the young men started to practice the yoga, they were challenged. They were called punks. They were saying that they were doing something gay. They were, you know, looked at as being odd, but they dared to be different, and they kept doing it, and they kept doing it, and they kept doing it no matter what. And the young people that now follow them are the same ones who call them names, who challenge them, and so on and so forth. So, you know, the same way that Clarence, that Dr. Jones challenged Deepak in terms of the commitment to changing the consciousness and the paradigm of what is going, and his ability to do that, that we see that in each other, and we see it in the young people, and it is real. And right now is the time for all of us really to commit not only to our theoretical words, but to that practical application.
The young men are going to give a yoga demonstration, show you how far they've come in a year. And then Deepak asked me to give a small demonstration. He wanted me to show you the poses that he's doing every day, so I'll do that after. Okay, let's have Voltron, please. The music we're about to hear is written by Tyrell and by Shaquille. Okay, all this music is done for the yoga program. Here we go. Cue music, please. guys don't just practice, but at midnight, they go for a run for 3 or 4 miles almost every night. They work out in their playground doing push-ups, pull-ups. They work on themselves, transformation. They're doing everything. Or other people are hanging out at nighttime doing whatever. These guys are going for runs.
They're also violence interrupters. They go straight to like most people when a gun goes off, they go to it. They mediate conflicts. They work with high-risk level 3 shooters to stop gun violence. For 340 days in our community, we've had no gun violence. And last year, at the same time, there was 26 people who were killed. So these young men are on the front line every day helping reduce gun violence.
Can we have the second song, please?
I taught Eddie everything that he knows that he's getting ready to do right now. Me and Deepak taught him, yeah.
This is a selection of Deepak's favorite poses to do every morning.
Also want you to know that he can recite the Veda in Sanskrit, and that if we need any information or any insight into Vedanta, we go to Eddie.
And I ask Deepak first.
I think we should ask, Shakil, you want to say a few words? Shakil, you saw him in the video. His father, he comes from a very violent background. He's turned it into peace.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Well, I, along with my brothers Raheem, Jatan, and Terrell, we grew up in an environment where people they took action due to outside energy. Outside energy meaning like they friends, everything they friends thought, or what they seen on television or movies, etc. But yoga helped me to get centered with myself and rather be fulfilled with what I believe in rather than outside satisfaction. So that's basically what I want to explain to y'all.
There you go. Pass it down, Rahim.
I'm just honored to be here. Thank on behalf of Erica Ford, Eddie Stern, and Deepak. So we're gonna clap one more time for them. Basically, with being that the culture that I grew up in the neighborhood I'm from, my life, I was engaging in a lot of stuff I wasn't supposed to. And basically what yoga did for me was it gave me balance, like it's stability. And being able to control myself and not let my mind control. Yeah. I'm a little nervous. This is my first time. I ain't gonna lie. So just being able to control myself, just mastering my mind. That's why I do yoga.
Well, I have to agree with my brother that yoga helped me, you know, balance myself and think before I took action to do something negative.
So anyway, this is the Urban Yogi program that's bringing crime rate down very drastically, as you heard the statistics. Can you give them the statistics again? Because there was a lot of clapping when you were.
I was saying that in our target area where we work, we've had 340 days of no one being shot, no one being killed. And last year at the same time, there was 26 people who were killed and shot by gun violence.
Only on July 4th.
So anyway, we now want to scale this nationwide and take it through the country. And Eddie, how are we going to do it?
Well, basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at this is based on something a friend of mine had a conversation with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and they wanted to raise a lot of money to build a center for consciousness at Harvard. He said, you know, Your Holiness, what do you think about this? And the Dalai Lama said, walls are bad. Don't build walls because it separates people off. Instead, you have these little groups of 25 or 30 people all around the country, all around the world doing transformative work, and you'll begin to raise the consciousness of society and of our culture. So our idea is we have this one pod of people at Baisley, at the housing development. We'll develop another in the high school, another in the prison, another in all the different projects around us, and we've been getting emails from people, how can we start an urban yogi project where we live? So we have a basic charter of what does it mean to do urban yoga, and develop your own pod. It can be any style of yoga, but we have certain principles we adhere to. So we're going to get all these little popping up all around the country, all around the nation, maybe the world, of people in small groups doing transformative work in really, really areas that need it.
So thank you, guys.
Peace.
Yes, for the urban yogis.